Hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 6. पेज थोड़ा सा एक्सटेंडेड है तो आपको यहाँ से पता चल रहा होगा. वेरी अप लेफ्ट साइड we have question number 6. All right. Question is about to create a cash book, and apparently you have an idea. To create a cash book we should have journal entries, and for journal entries transactions have been given. All what you are looking at this page is these are transactions. In simple meanings, an accountant at very first step is associated with vouchers and explanation of transaction. Whenever you will start your work as an accountant, you will be given detail of transaction in simple English or simple language. So here you have all of these explanation of transaction which have been done during this month, the month of December, and you are required to convert this data. It is called raw data, just an explanation of transaction in a language. So this is to be considered as raw data. An accountant will pick this raw data and will convert into usable information. Usable information means that we can have a conclusion from that particular information, or we can calculate how much cash is present in our hand. We can calculate how much bank balance we do have. This is concrete and conclusive information or helpful information. But up till now, when you will see this raw data, you will not be able to conclude anything. You will not be able to know how much cash has been spent, how much cash has been received, or how much amount is present in bank account, how much amount has been withdrawn from the bank. These are conclusions. With this raw data, you won't be able to conclude anything. An accountant or a good accountant receive a raw information, a raw data, and convert into a usable information. First stage is we will take these transaction and we will convert into journal. And second step is what? In second step, we will take these journal entries and we will post them into this cash book. This performer you can see is for the journal entries. Here we will post all the journal entries available, and then we will use these journal entries for the posting of all transaction present in the question into cash book. Alright, hopefully you have understood what our target is. Now let's start the question. The very first thing is happening on December 1, and what is given in December 1 is cash in hand. Cash in hand means you have your cash, you are not paying that cash to anyone, you are not receiving cash from anyone. Cash is still in hand. It is favorable. Cash is your asset, and asset is in your favorable position. Whenever you have asset or you possess any asset that is required to be written on debit side, so what you will do, you will mention cash on debit side. But now try to understand that cash is not going out, cash is not coming in, you are not paying cash, you are not receiving cash. It's just the balance which you do have. So for credit side, you will mention that it's just a balance. In this way, first journal entry has been completed. Here you will mention the date, which is 1, and now we will see how much cash, that is 3000. So you will put 3000 over here, and same amount would be posted on credit side. This way journal entry has been completed, and as usual I'm informing you that we are not mentioning here the narration. Third line is fixed for the narration, where you will tell a simple story or simple narration of the transaction, and here is that simple story, cash in hand. So what you are needed to do on third line, you will write that narration just like this, cash in hand. That's all. But since our focus is to create cash book, for the time being we are ignoring it so that we can save our time. This entry has been completed, cash to balance, and now we will proceed to next entry. Let's see what is in there. But wait, we have second part of this entry, which is cash at bank 140,000. What he had done, he is using the word cash for two purposes, cash in hand and cash at bank 140,000. Now second thing is, you have your cash, but he's saying cash is present in the bank, one thing. And secondly, you are not paying that cash to anyone, you are not receiving that cash from anyone, only that cash is present in your bank account. So if cash is present in bank account, it means your bank account, which is your asset, is in favorable position. Favorable asset means it should be written on debit side, so you will mention name of bank on debit side as it is favorable for you. Now again, the same sense you will use. We are not paying this cash to anyone, we are not receiving this cash from anyone. This cash is only present into the bank account. For reference, you will just write the word balance on credit side. Now let's see how much amount, that is 140,000. So you will put 140,000 over here, and same amount of 140,000 you will put on the other side. All right, so this way entry number 1B has been completed. There was only one date for both entries, so what we have done, 1A, दोनों जगह B लिख दिया, 1A and 1B we will consider it. As you have seen, there were two amounts in first entry, so we have done two different entries. Now we will proceed to second entry. What it is saying, received from Ramiz. Ramiz is a person. What received from Ramiz 19,800 and discount allowed. We will see what first part is saying. Receive from Ramiz 19,800. Receive means you have received cash. Cash is coming in. It means cash in hand is increasing. Cash in hand is your asset, means asset is increasing. Increase in asset should be debited, so you will debit cash over here. And secondly, from whom you are receiving this cash, it is mentioned that the person from whom you have received is Ramiz. Ramiz was the person from whom amount was receivable. He was your account receivable. Account receivable means he was your asset. Now you have received the amount, he is no more your account receivable, no more your asset, and ultimately there is decrease in asset. Decrease in asset should be credited. That is why you will mention name of Ramiz on credit side, as he was, I'm using the word was, he was your account receivable, now he is no more your account receivable. One thing we have completed, but as you have seen, half part is saying discount allowed 200 rupees. This is second part of the transaction. For this, you will have to know what kind of that discount is. Since we are receiving cash mean we have the authority to allow someone to pay less or more. We were the person to whom amount was payable. At the time of receiving amount, we will allow discount, and whenever we will allow discount, it would be an expense, and expense place is debit side. So we will create a space for expense, and now that expense would be written on debit side. So here you will mention discount allowed. Discount, if it is debit at debit side, it means it is discount allowed or discount expense. You may write or you may not write the word allowed. In this way, journal entry has been completed. Now what you will do, you will put the amount, how much cash has been received, that is 19,800. You will put this 19,800 over here, 19,800, and then 200 was the discount. It is mentioned in the question. You will write 200 in front of discount, and then finally the amount which would be in front of remise or account receivable is not mentioned in the book. What you will do, we know that debit and credit side would always be equal. We have 19,800 and 200 on debit side. So what will be on credit side? We will add both and we'll get 20,000 available. Okay, मैं आपको बता देता हूँ साथ में 19,800 was cash and 200 will you add. You will add 200 into 19,800 and thus you will calculate 20,000. Entry number was 2 and you will mention the date 2. Okay, 2 entries have been completed. I mean second entry has been completed, and now you will go for Third entry, what it is saying, deposited into the bank rupees 10,000. Rupees mean cash has been deposited into the bank. When you will deposit your cash into the bank, it means amount present in bank would be increased. Bank account is your asset, means asset is increased. Increase in asset should be debited, so you will write bank name on debit side. And secondly, what is going out when you are depositing some amount into your bank account, what is going out from you, that would be cash. So you are paying cash in your bank account. Cash again is your asset. If you are paying, asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset should be credited. So you will write the name of cash on credit side. So amount was deposited into the bank was 10,000. You will write 10,000 over here, and same amount you will be posting over here. And the entry number was not seen. Deposited into the bank was 3, third entry. You have seen that full attention is going to be given for dates. Why? Because without date you would not be able to make this cash book correctly. So dates are very important, keep it in mind. That is why if let's say 2 3 4 seconds are being given extra for the dates, don't bother about that, but give full attention to the dates. Third entry has been completed, and now we are having fourth entry, purchase goods for cash. Purchase goods for cash and paid by check. This is our entry. What it is saying, purchase goods and paid by check. Purchase goods and paid by check. If you are buying commodities, it means goods are coming in. Goods are your near asset. If goods are coming in, means asset is increasing. Increase in asset should be debited. We were supposed to write goods over here as goods are coming. But in accounting, we do not write goods. We write working in place of it. What is working? That is purchase. So you will write purchase over here. Goods are not needed to write. It was just a reference. You can raise it. When you have bought those goods, in place of that you have paid the check. With the help of check you have bought goods. When you will issue a check or when you will give a check to a person from whom you have purchased those goods, he will take this check, will present this check to your bank account and will withdraw amount from your bank account. Amount present in bank will be decreased. Bank is your asset. When amount is decreasing, it means your asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset should be credited. So you will write name of bank on credit side because amount present in bank has been decreased. एंट्री का नंबर चेक करते हैं. एंट्री नंबर was 4, and now let's see entry number 4's amount is what, 50,000. So you will put 50,000 over here and same amount you will put over here. In this way entry has been completed. Entry is 4th. Now we will see entry number 5. Sold goods to Amir on credit. आगे है कुछ नहीं. Sold goods to Amir on credit. What does that mean? You have sold your goods to Amir but you haven't paid. When you are selling your goods, it means what is going out? Your goods are your near asset. If you are selling your goods, mean goods are decreasing, means asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset should be credited. So you will write name out. You were supposed to write name of goods on credit side because it is decreasing. But in accounting, we do not write goods. In place of goods, we write working. What working we are doing? We are selling. So we will replace goods by sales. Goods is unnecessary to write over here. It was just a reference. So we can raise it. So goods are going out in shape of sales. Sales we have written over here. And secondly, we will see sold goods to Amir on credit. On credit means nothing is coming in. You have sold your commodities to Amir. So amount is still receivable from Amir. If amount is receivable, that means account receivable. Account receivable mean asset. There is increase in asset. Increase in asset should be debited. So you will mention name of Amir on debit side as he is your account receivable now. Account receivable mean asset. That is why name of Amir has been written on debit side. After 4, it was 5th entry. So you will write the date 5th of December and fifth entry's amount is 14,000. Here you will mention 14,000 over debit side, and same amount you will write 14,000 on credit side. Entry number fifth has been completed. Now we will see what is entry number 6. No, entry number 6 is not present. We will see entry number 7. 7 December. And what that entry is saying, receive from Amir a check for rupees 14,000. So both entries are related with each other. In first entry you have seen sold goods to Amir. Now focus. In first entry sold goods to Amir for 14,000, and in next entry it has been said you have received check from Amir for rupees 14,000. अब आप क्या करेंगे? Received from Amir a check. As I have mentioned you that a check, if it is not going or deposit, if it is not going to the bank for deposit, you will not mention bank's name. Again, I'm saying the same thing. If you have received any check and you haven't deposited that check into the bank, it's very common sense to be used that you will not mention bank until and unless that check has been deposited into the bank. Then what we will see, you are receiving that check, it means check is coming in, check is almost an asset, there is an increase in asset. You were supposed to write name of check over here, but in accounting again, like goods, we do not write the name of check over here. We will temporarily consider it as an asset. So as an asset in shape of cash. The check you have received, we do not write the name of check. In place of check we write cash temporarily, and check name now is unnecessary, it was just a reference. Okay, इसको मिटाते नहीं हैं, हम इसको थोड़ी देर के लिए लिखा रहने देते हैं, लेकिन व्हाट आई हैव सेड इट्स अननेसेसरी टू राइट ओवर हेयर. आप सिंपल बस कैश लिख दोगे तो दैट्स इनफ. लेकिन हम थोड़ा सा डिफ्रेंशिएट करने के लिए बस कह देते हैं कि ये चेक था. किससे रिसीव किया? टू whom we have sold our goods. Amir was the person from whom amount was receivable. You are not receiving amount from Amir. Instead of amount or cash, you have received a check from Amir. Since a sort of amount has been received, it means he is no more your account receivable, no more your asset. There is decrease in asset. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention name of Amir on credit side, as he is no more your account receivable. Account receivable are asset normally required to be written on debit side, but since we have received amount from him, he is no more our asset. Decrease in asset is being credited over here. The name of Amir is written on credit side. Entries date now is 7, so you will mention date over here. And how much amount? Same amount, total amount has been given, so 14,000 on debit side, and same amount you will write on credit side. All right, we have completed entry number 7. Let's see what entry number 8 is saying. Entry number 8 is saying as sold goods for cash 14,000. Okay, and nothing else. Okay, what entry is saying? Sold goods for cash. We have sold our commodities. Entry number 8. Whenever you will sell your commodities or goods will be going out. That means goods are your near asset. Asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset should be credited. We were supposed to write name of goods over here, but as we know that we do not write goods in accounting, in place of goods we write working. What working we are doing? Again we are selling goods. Now is unnecessary, it was just for the reference, so we can raise it. Goods are going out. And secondly, what is happening? For cash, goods you are selling. Entry number 8 for cash. When you will sell your goods, what would be coming in? Cash. It means cash is increasing or cash in hand is increasing. Okay, when you are receiving cash means cash is increasing. Increase in cash, increase in asset. Increase in asset should be debit, so you will mention name of cash over debit side. Entry number or date was 8. Our 8th entry's amount was 14,000. Here we have, so we will mention 14,000 on debit side, and same amount you will mention on credit side 14,000. Okay ji. Entry number 8 has been completed. Now let's see what next entry number 9 is saying. Paid Salim 19,600 by check, discount received 400. पहले तो आप ये देखें कि Salim is present on above side. I don't think so. Salim is over there. But entry number 9 is saying paid Salim by check. और साथ में it is mentioned that we have received a discount. Since you have paid cash to you have paid a check to Salim, all right. If you are paying a check to your anybody, okay, अभी फिलहाल ये करते हैं, you have paid a check to anybody. Where that anybody will go, he will present that check to your bank and will withdraw amount from your bank. Amount present in your bank account would be decreased. Decrease in bank account means decrease in asset. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention name of bank over here. Second thing, to whom you have paid this check, he was your account payable because you were supposed to pay him, you were liable to pay him, he is your account payable, and the person to whom you have paid this check is Salim. Salim was the person who was your account payable. Since you have paid the amount, you have completed your liability. That means your liability has been decreased. Decrease in liability should be debited. So you will mention name of Salim on debit side. Though he was your account payable are your liabilities, but you have already paid for your liability has been decreased. Decrease in liability should be debited, so you have mentioned name of Salim on debit side. But one thing is different over here is what he has mentioned, that discount is also involved. Now you will see you are paying the amount. Whenever someone will pay, he does not have authority for the discount. Other person to whom you are paying the amount, he will allow discount and you will receive that discount. When you will receive that discount, it would become your income, and income is always been credited, so you will mention discount on credit side. You may write discount received over here. थोड़ी सी लंबी हो जाएगी बात, तो आप समझ लीजिए ये डिस्काउंट रिसीव्ड है, एक इनकम साइड पे लिखा हुआ है. इसको हम थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट कर देते हैं ताकि जगह हमें प्रॉपर मिल रही हो. डिस्काउंट रिसीव्ड हो गया. दीज आर 3 थिंग्स विच आर इन्वॉल्व इन दिस एंट्री. अब हम इनकी अमाउंट लिखते हैं. एंट्री नंबर 9 है पेड स्लीम 19,600 बाय चेक. तो चेक कितने का था? 19,600 का. तो आपको ये भी पता चल रहा है उसे कहाँ लिखना है, वो बैंक के सामने. वाई? बिकॉज अमाउंट ऑफ चेक इज डायरेक्टली एसोसिएटेड विद द बैंक. सो अमाउंट present in the bank will be reduced by 19,600. Now let's see how much discount was. That discount received was 400. देखें आप उसने खुद भी mention किया हुआ, it is discount received 400. So you will write 400 in front of discount. And now a very special thing, amount for Salim or amount for account payable has not been mentioned over here. Only amount of check and amount of discount has been mentioned, but total amount is not over here. So what you will do, as you know that debit and credit side will always be equal. On credit side you have 2 amounts, so what you will do to equalize them, 19,600 plus 400, you will write 20,000 over here so that both sides would be equal. This was question mark. Amount for Salim was not mentioned in the question, so we indirectly calculated the amount of Salim. How? Because of the fact that debit and credit will always be equal. On credit side we were having 19,600 and 400. There were 2 amounts. We have summed up and written the result of sum over here. With this, debit and credit side both are equal. In this way, entry number 9 has been complete. Entry number 9 has been completed. Now let's see what is next to 9th entry. That is entry number 10, paid salaries. What is written? Paid salaries. If you are paying salaries, then let me know what is going out. You have paid the salaries means cash is going out. Cash is going out means your cash in hand is decreasing. Decrease in cash mean decrease in asset. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will write cash on credit side. All right, so for what purpose you have paid this cash? You are paying salaries. Salaries are your expense side is fixed, that is debit side, so you will mention name of salaries on debit side. Entry after 9 was entry number 10, so you will mention date, entry number 10 over here. And how much amount for salaries is 2000, so you will write 2000 on debit side, and same amount you will put on credit side. This way entry number 10 has been completed. Now let's see what is next. We have entry number 11, paid telephone charges. Again you are paying telephone charges. If you are paying indirectly means your cash in hand is decreasing. Decrease in cash means your decreasing in asset. Asset is being decreased. Decrease in asset means it should be credited, so you will put cash on credit side. Why? You have an idea, a wise answer you have. And what we are saying, that cash is being paid. Payment mean cash is decreasing, asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset should be credited, that is why you have written cash on credit side. And why you have paid this cash? Because of telephone charges. Again telephone charges are your expense side is fixed, that is debit side, so you will write telephone charges on debit side. This was entry number 11, so you will mention date 11 over here. And what was the amount of telephone charges? And telephone charges are 1200, so you will mention 1200 on debit side, and same amount you will put on credit side. In this way entry has been completed. Entry number was 11. Now let's see what is next. After 11 we have entry number 13. What it is saying? Purchase goods for cash. Purchase goods for cash 8000. Now you are buying your goods for cash. When you are buying goods, it means goods are coming in. Goods are your near asset. Asset is increasing, so you were supposed to write goods over here. As you know, we do not write goods in accounting, we write working in place of it. What working we are doing? That means it's purchase. Goods is unnecessary, it was just for reference, you can raise it. So it means you have purchased. And next we will see purchase goods. Purchase goods for cash. When you are buying, obviously you will pay. It means your cash in hand will be decreased. Cash in hand is your asset. Ultimately asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention name of cash over here. What was the date? Date was 13, so you will mention date as 13 over here. How much amount for 13th entry? That was 8000, so you will write 8000 on debit side, and same amount you will post on credit side. This way entry number 13 has been completed. Almost half question we have done. Journal entries are completed. Just consider it as your part A of this question. You can take a break and we will start remaining entries as part B later time after. Thank you very much for your time. See you again just after few minutes we will meet. Thank you.